Have you been trying to eat healthier this year? How's that working out for you so far? It's a lot easier to eat healthier when you aren't forcing yourself to do it. In this episode, I'll share an unconventional reason to eat healthier. Welcome, you're listening to Pure Light, where we explore how to become the highest version of yourself so that you feel worthy of your craziest dreams and confident in your power to make them happen. My name is Ailey. I'm a coach and a Kundalini yoga and meditation teacher, and this is episode 48. So it's early January. It's that time of year that a lot of people are reevaluating their lives and their diets and their exercise routines and pretty much everything, and potentially trying out new strategies or ways of approaching these things. So maybe you've given up sugar. Maybe you've given up caffeine. Maybe you've given up gluten. Maybe you've started a new exercise routine. Or maybe you've done all of the above. Like, I know that I've done all of those things before, sometimes on New Year's and sometimes at other points in the year. And it's funny because thinking about it now, I remember I guess it was last year now. I think it was sometime in the spring, I gave up coffee because I realized I needed to do it. And at some point a few months later, I started drinking it again. And I was drinking it when I went to the Kundalini winter solstice in Florida just before the holidays. And the solstice diet is really clean. It's like, whole foods. There's a lot of vegetables and spices. And there's also rice and beans and that kind of thing. And so there's no coffee there. So I was off coffee for a whole week. And then when I got back, which was right at Christmas, basically, I started drinking coffee again. And it was interesting to notice the impact that it had on me, because I had just had a week that was totally without it. And then when I started drinking a lot of it, it fueled a lot of anxiety and stress for me. Like, I felt really stressed out, and I could tell it was from the caffeine. And it's interesting because I know that, I've given up coffee and lots of other things before because I think I should, but it's a totally different thing when it comes from the place of having personal experience of the impact of that thing on your life. Like, the reason that you do something matters because it sets the intention for your actions. And if you're giving something up because that's what you think you should do, it's a very different level of motivation than making a change because it's based on your personal experience. So you've actually noticed the impact of that thing. Because if you're giving it up because you think you should, that's coming from a place of judgment. But if you're making the choice because you've already experienced the benefits of not having that thing, then that's more out of desire. It's out of the desire to feel a certain way or to experience the world in a certain way. And so this is my unconventional reason for eating healthier. Like, I want to be in tune with my intuition, and my intuition speaks to me through my body, but its signals aren't always super strong. Sometimes they're pretty subtle. And so if I have like a lot of things that are kind of interfering with those, like, for example, drinking a lot of coffee, I won't be able to listen to those signals clearly. So in order for me to really tune into my intuition, I need to stop eating the things that interfere with those signals. And, whenever you make a change to your diet, you can approach it from the perspective of like creating rules, basically. So, deciding what you should and shouldn't eat, and then being strict about it and trying to force it in a way, and then evaluating yourself based on whatever those rules are. Or you could look at the bigger picture of what it is that you want and then ask yourself, how can I eat in a way that supports that? Because that is ultimately what's going to guide you to being the highest version of yourself. And, for me, intuition is a big thing. For you, it might be something different. Like, it could be something, mental or emotional or physical or social or whatever that is. But asking yourself, like, what is the thing that I really want? And then how can I eat in a way that supports that is going to lead to something that's probably more sustainable than just trying to enforce a rule because you think you should. And whatever you decide, however you decide to go forward, if you make progress on, changing your diet and then go back to your old ways, listen to the previous episode about why your old patterns keep coming up, because that'll help you be kind to yourself when that happens, which no doubt it will if you're trying to change something. And if you want support in making changes in your life so that you can be at your best, book a free discovery call with me to see how we can work together. You can do that at eilikutan.com, which is AILIKUUTAN.com. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and leave a review wherever you're listening. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, may you be guided by your light.